Hey everybody, this is Wayne and I'm back again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about two sets. I'm going to be talking about the Ziigaat X HBB Arcadia and the Ziigaat Odyssey. So the Arcadia was received by Linsoul. Shout out to Linsoul for the opportunity to review it. I did receive it a bit ago and wanted to put it through its paces, and I also got the opportunity to check out the Ziigaat Odyssey, which was received by my friend John. So the opinions you're about to hear are all my own subjective takes. I only received the Arcadia for review. The Odyssey was sent over to me so I could make a general comparison, and these are all my own subjective takes. So with that being said, let's go forward. The B-roll for the Arcadia first. Okay, so the Arcadia is a 1DD 2BA hybrid IEM. It usually retails for about $199, but it's currently on sale at Linsoul's website for $169.15, so you can save 15% off right now. The overall feel is it's a pretty good warmer IEM. The marketing material says it's a IEM that delivers clear, natural sound with deep bass, precise mid-range, making it ideal for both audiophiles and professionals. What does that really mean? Well, we'll get into it later. And now we're going to go into the Odyssey. And the Odyssey is a 1DD 3BA hybrid IEM. Usually retails for about $229, so a little bit more expensive than the Arcadia with that extra BA. So it's 1DD 3BAs. And right now it's on sale at Linsoul's website for $194.65. The marketing material for this says it is a IEM that delivers a perfect balance of deep bass, natural mids, and crisp highs. Does it do its job? Yeah, it does, but we'll get further into that right now. I'm going to be streamlining this process of this review, so I'm going to be talking about the Arcadia as a whole, the Odyssey as a whole, comparison between the two, comparisons with its competition, and then kind of just general things to talk about and my conclusion. But I didn't want to do an unboxing experience in this case. And the reason why is because it's the same box. They are the same. They are exactly the same. You're getting the same package with the cable and the tips and the carry case. That also being said, I don't think the accessory package is great. I've said it before, sometimes the Kiwi ears and like Ziigaat stuff, this is like a pleather case. It's kind of pleather, feels like it's about to peel at any time. I have a pair of V-Moda LP2s and like that started peeling at the top and whatnot, and just general pleather doesn't feel very good. You can actually kind of see a little bit, it's kind of, the stitching is coming off already. It's not a great carrying case. It comes with some general tips. The tips are only okay. I didn't use them very much. The cable is not very good. And again, you get the same cable and tips and carry case whether you're going with the Arcadia or the Odyssey, and it's just kind of a flimsy cable. I mean, I'm spoiled with how good the Truth Ear Gate cable is, which also comes on the Zero Blue 2. That's a very good, kind of cheaper stock cable. It's just the right amount of balance of feel and fit and like quality, I think. In this case, this feels flimsy. I can wrap it. It wraps fine. It's not memory prone really, but it's very flimsy and frail feeling, and it just is not that good of a stock cable. So, and be what it be. I have the Kiwi Ears Aerosa right now that I'm also reviewing, and I put my purple and gold Zins cable on here, and it works perfectly fine. And actually, I think Ziigaat should really start investing in better cables to release with their products. It's a $229 or $199 like IEM in this case, and I feel like they could spend a little bit more money on just a little bit better of cable. That being said, it's not the biggest, it's not the biggest loss in the world to receive the Arcadia or the Odyssey. Typically, if you are in the market for an IEM that range, you can probably already have a stock cable that you like from another IEM, or if you are going headlong into this, I would recommend going to like Amazon and just going for a Trippo and Zoni or something like that off of that. That's like $20, and that'll be substantially better than the stock cable that you get. But yeah, let's get into the sound now. And yeah, overall unboxing, meh. That's why I didn't feel like doing a video for that part, because it's meh. Okay, so let's talk about the Arcadia first. I'm going to link two graphs for you. And this is going to be HBB's graph and JTIS's graph. And you kind of see the two differences in like the measuring rigs in this case. But to me, the Arcadia is a warmer set than the Odyssey. Not just does it feel like it has a bit more bass in it, but it feels like it's a more warmer, darker tilt on the treble side, and just works better for my overall comfort listen. The Arcadia, it's a very good IEM. I think it provides a good amount of bass quality, so the details are very there. The punchiness, the decay is like a very good, natural sounding decay. It's not too fast, it's not too slow, so it's not like it's just boomy. Overall, the bass is very good in my ears. Now, on HBB's graph, it kind of shows like it's similar to the Odyssey, and really the difference is like the treble, like kind of changes the sound signature overall. But on JTIS's graph, you'll see that technically the Arcadia graphs a bit more bass. And I honestly feel that might be more of the like natural case in this case. The Arcadia has a little bit more bass, the quality and quantity. I think it's very fun, it's punchy, it's deep, where it needs to be. The mid-range comes off a little bit warmer to my ears. I do enjoy the warmth of the male vocals. The details are still there, although maybe not quite as detailed as the Odyssey. And the female vocals actually come off as very natural, not shouty or anything like that, not too pushed forward. It's not recessed or too forward, it's very well placed. The treble is darker overall, so what I mean by that is it's less energetic, it's smoother, it sounds a bit more tame, which might sound like there's not a lot of energy there or might not have like enough details, but it does have those details. It's just not as pronounced as the Odyssey in this case. The soundstage is a little bit more intimate, but I do think the detail and instrument separation is still quite there, still very present, and you're not going to be missing anything listening to the Arcadia. I would probably summarize it as being a bassy all-rounder. It has a little bit more of a bass and warmer tilt, but it provides a good amount of energy on the mid-range as well as the treble to kind of provide like the overall sound balance where you wouldn't feel like you're missing anything. Yes, you could probably get more energy elsewhere. Yes, you could probably get more incisiveness elsewhere, but overall the Arcadia is like a very nice, comfortable, bassy all-rounder set to listen to and just enjoy your music. Overall, I like the Arcadia a lot. So let's talk about the Odyssey. The Odyssey has one extra BA, and does that translate to a better sound? I mean, it is kind of the eye of the beholder, or ear of the listener in this case. The Odyssey comes off as a more balanced all-rounder. It has a good amount of bass, maybe not as much as the Arcadia, and it doesn't sound as deep as the Arcadia does, but it provides very good warmth in the bass notes. The sub-bass is deep sounding, it's nice and punchy, it doesn't feel like it's missing anything, and in fact, I'm going to link the KE4 graph with the Odyssey, and you can kind of see they have a very similar following the meta tuning. The difference in actually listening between the KE4 and the Odyssey is the KE4 kind of has a very quick decay, and it kind of sounds like it's too fast in that bass presence. So it keeps that meta tuning of being like a balanced, like, neutral with sub bass increase, whatever sound signature the JM1 is going for. But the Odyssey actually provides a bit more of a natural decay, which makes it sound and feel more impactful, a bit deeper sounding, and just overall more pleasant to listen to. And it's more fun and engaging. I do feel like the KE4 can sometimes be too neutral, and the Odyssey, while it follows a similar sound frequency for the bass, it comes off way more engaging. The mid-range is still very good. It's, again, not recessed at all. It's probably a bit more forward, so more of that W shape or balanced sound signature than the Arcadia. The male vocals don't have necessarily the full amount of warmth that I would like. It's maybe just a little bit more colder sounding, but the overall details is better on the Odyssey than the Arcadia. The female vocals sound very similar. I think there's a bit more air in the notes in the Odyssey, so it might be more enjoyable overall. The treble is a bit higher and a bit more, still not sibilant or harsh. It is a bit brighter, so it provides a good balance overall. And the sound signature is better. It is a bit wider sounding. The overall technical performance is a bit better on the Odyssey, most likely due to that extra BA, but overall the tuning is very solid. People have said the Odyssey is like a baby Storm or a baby RN6, and I do feel like it follows its bit in that sound type of presentation. I do enjoy the Odyssey, and I would honestly recommend it as a balanced all-rounder, where you're looking for a good amount of energy from everything, and nothing feels like it's missing. If you were to ask me about the two, well, we'll get into that. So, which do I prefer more? Who is the Arcadia and Odyssey for? I think the Arcadia is a more warmer, bassier sounding set than the Odyssey. So I would recommend that for people that might see the, hey, I'm a bass head kind of tuning. I enjoy like the Deuce. I enjoy warmer sets. I think the Arcadia works out better. It's kind of like a upgrade to, or a natural upgrade to the Explorer. And I feel like it works really well in a more moderate to high volume listening set. The Odyssey is more of a balanced set. And I honestly would say, if I was to recommend one of these sets, the Arcadia I would listen to 7 out of 10 times. And I would listen to the Odyssey 3 out of 10 times. But if I was to recommend this set, I would honestly point towards the Odyssey as being a better value and a better sound signature for most people. 7 out of 10 times, I would say, hey, go check out the Odyssey over the Arcadia, because the Arcadia is going to be more of a, I know what I'm looking for, I know what I want to hear, and I want to hear a bit more bass overall. And that's where that's going to kind of come into play. I think the Odyssey is just a safer, more balanced, easier listening for most people. So if you do enjoy bass more than a balanced signature, like you want a bit more warmth, you want more punch, a bit more deep notes, the Arcadia is going to be a better set for you. But if you're looking for more of a balanced sound signature, the Odyssey would be where it's at. And I think most people would probably prefer the Odyssey more than the Arcadia. And the people that love the Arcadia are just going to love it way more than the Odyssey. They're both very good sets. They both do very good things, and I think overall it just comes down to preference. Do you want something warm and bassier, maybe a little bit darker, more like smoother on the treble side, or do you want something that provides a good balanced W sound shape that doesn't feel like anything's missing at all? So the competition. I've listened to a lot of other sets in this price range. The Performer, 5+2. I'm not going to do any more math there. I've done that enough. The Pula Anvil 114, the Pinon Fan 3, I have the Kiwi Ears Eroso, I have the Kiwi Ears KE4. I've listened to a lot of different sets under that $200, maybe up to under that $300 range, and I think the Odyssey probably provides the best value. The Odyssey, I think, is better than the Performer 5+2, better than a lot of the other sets, and is overall my number one recommendation for anybody looking for that under $300 set for something that provides good balance, good warm-ish sound signature. Maybe not as warm as the Arcadia, but very good mids overall. Has very good bass, has very good treble, very good technical performance. It punches clear above its weight. I think the Arcadia is a bit more of that warmer sort of tonality, so I think I wouldn't necessarily recommend that as my first go-to more than the Odyssey. But I think the Odyssey really does perform better than a lot of the other competition. I think if you have any questions, like you want specifics about how does the Odyssey or Arcadia compare to a set like the Pinon Fan 3 or anything like that, just leave it in the comment below. But overall, I think the Odyssey performs way above its price point. I think it really does hit above. I think I prefer it over the Estrella that I've listened to, even the Da Vinci I've listened to. There's a lot to really like with the Odyssey. And I don't want to go into a 10-minute TED talk about how it really competes with every single set, but I would honestly say the Odyssey is probably one of the best sets under $300. It is, as HBB's kind of said, kind of a collab killer. It does a really good job of providing good balanced sound. The Arcadia is probably more my preference, and I listen to, again, the Arcadia more than the Odyssey in this case, but the Odyssey is where it's at, and I would honestly say pick up the Odyssey. That's the one to go for. It does a lot of good things, and I think it's better than a lot of the other IEMs that are in that sub $300 range. So other things to note. I don't like the accessories package that it comes with the Arcadia and the Odyssey. I think they're kind of bad. I think this is the Arcadia case, Odyssey case back there. They are the same. It's poor accessories. I think the case is just like a pleather and just looks like it's going to start peeling any day now. The cable's not very good. Just this flimsy, it's soft enough, but it's just very flimsy feeling. It doesn't feel substantial. It feels like it comes with like a TRN Orca, like a $10 set. Like honestly, I could say it's probably comparable to this kind of stuff. The Truth Your Gate cable, and this is the Zero Blue 2. I'm going to be doing a review on this one. But the Zero Blue 2 comes with the Truth Your Gate cable, and this is a nice cable. I mean, it works really well. It's not too memory prone. It's still pretty soft, but wraps very well, feels substantial enough, doesn't feel like it's just going to start peeling. Like, that's a great stock cable, and wraps really well. The ones that come with the Arcadia and the Odyssey are, you know, you're comparing the Zero Blue 2 at like $65 to the Odyssey, which is like $229, and that's a terrible stock cable, in my opinion. So, highly recommend bringing your own stock cable, your own accessories, your own tips, your own carrying case if that's what you use. I really recommend getting another kind of accessory package from somewhere else and going forward. The volume listening, I think the Arcadia kind of sounds a bit better on higher volume listening, but it's very, very similar in both scopes. Like, you can listen to it in moderate to moderate high to even high volume listening. I don't think there's any issues going to the higher volume listening, even with the Odyssey. Like, I think it handles everything very well. It doesn't sound harsh or sibilant when you go to those higher volumes. So, highly recommend rocking however you want to do with the IEMs. The library kind of works for anything. They both are very good all-rounders. I don't feel like there was any genre I felt like was missing anything. Like, I was listening to orchestra, I was listening to rock music, I was listening to the Black Keys, for example, had AC/DC rolling through, and everything worked very well. It just becomes a, do you want more bass? Do you want warmer? Do you want a little bit more, less, like, energy at the top? You want it a little bit smoother? It just kind of comes down to what you prefer. They both work very well for a wide variety of genres, and I think you're not going to be disappointed if you try to use this as your all-rounder set, either one of those. The sources, it works very well with sources. Depending on power, you can do with a Abigail Pro on your phone, or you can go with, I have a JDS Element 4. It scales very well. The extra power does provide a bit more resolution to my ears. It does have a bit more of a wider sound and a bit more power, or like emphatic bass notes. Like, it feels more powerful than the Abigail Pro, so it scales very well with power. I don't think you need to do a tube with the Odyssey. Like, I do feel like I ran the N3 Ultra with the Odyssey, the Cayenne N3 Ultra, and the extra warmth on the tubes actually was nice and probably made it better than the Arcadia, but I don't think it needs that, honestly. I think it just works with whatever source. You can, of course, roll your sources, your DAPs or whatever, but I don't think it really needs anything like, I don't think it needs to be catered to specifically the Odyssey. Just whatever you want to listen to, however you want to listen to it, it works really well. Both respond very well to good sources. So, yeah. So, in conclusion, the Arcadia and Odyssey are both very good IEMs. If you were to ask me which one I prefer more, I do actually prefer the Arcadia more, but I would recommend the Odyssey above the Arcadia for most people. If you're looking for a warmer IEM, the Arcadia is going to be where it's at, because it's going to be a little bit smoother, more relaxed, a bassy all-rounder, while the Arcadia is the more balanced all-rounder that's not missing on any bass. I'm not saying it is at all. It provides very good bass performance, very good mids, very detailed treble, and good technical performance overall. I think they are both very good IEMs. I would give them both a 4 out of 5 in this case. And overall, I score them as a 4 and a 5, and the reason why I wouldn't go above higher than like a 4.5 or anything like that is just because the accessories package leaves a lot to be desired, and I overall feel like this is not going to be necessarily my first go-to recommendation for somebody that's like, hey, I have like $200 to spend, and I want my first IEM. Like, I wouldn't necessarily go there, because I think you do need to buy a bit more accessories to really enjoy the overall package. But if you already have some IEMs, you're looking for the next step up, these are a clear recommendation for me. I really like them. Think they both do a very good job depending on what type of sound signature you're looking for. And I think there's a lot of value to be had here. But yeah, I'm Wayne, Make It Wayne, and thank you so much for watching.